how much do you ponder your own mortality?
Not that much.
Really?
I'm not afraid. Um, I I I think it's great that we go someday. Like this conversation switched very quickly, but um, I think it's a great thing that we go and that other people um like continue after us.
So you wouldn't want to live forever?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't want to live forever, but what I, if there was one impossible thing that I could do, um, among many other things actually, but regarding uh, that subject is that I'd find it very interesting to live pieces of time spread throughout, like a large time period. So, like a few years in that period, a few years in that period, like kind of get a taste for many different time periods. That I would find interesting.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's
But
the goal for me for my life, and to
but
create
it's
that actually.
to create it.
Yeah, to allow you to live in different
But
time
like
periods.
living forever, that like I think it's way more of a nuisance than anything else. I think it would be very annoying. If you had the option of killing yourself at one point, then that would be a bit more interesting.
So you can
Because
choose to
I would
live,
like
let's say,
to.
2 million years, and then at any point in these 2 million years, you can choose to.
Yeah, you can kill yourself after 3 years, maybe. You can just like having the option of cutting things off at one point. I think that would make the immortality thing much more interesting and much more beautiful because it actually gives it meaning. The fact that it has an end is what gives life meaning. Otherwise, what would be the point? So, when, like, I think the thing that stresses people out when they don't feel like they have a purpose, they don't have feel like they have a meaning, is because they have limited time. They know that like after a certain time they'll be gone, and if they don't feel like they've done anything, like what does it all mean, you know? So, but that's like that's what gives it everything. Like everything comes from the fact that life has a start and an end. If it had no start and no end, it wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't be interesting, wouldn't be beautiful, like wouldn't be worth anything.
Hmm. Would you so you definitely want to die?
Yes, at some point.
Yeah, and you wouldn't extend your lifespan.
mm, well, it depends where the extension goes.
150, 200.
At the end, that's what I mean. If
Oh.
if I live the last 50 years as 100-year-old, then
No.
no,
You would be like a
please.
60-year-old, let's say, in
A
terms of your body
60-year-old,
health. Yeah.
like live 100 years, like 50 years as a 60-year-old, and then the rest of my life, like stop aging for 50 years
No,
at
you would
60.
just always like
Everything would
the
slow down.
worst state of your life in terms of aging will be what
The,
a 60-year-old is considered today.
mm, then that like maybe living 150 years wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, like I wouldn't mind.
But not much more.
No, not necessarily.
No.
I think what the opinion that I do hold though is that um I find it a shame that humans aren't very like they lose a lot of capabilities at the end of their life. And so like I know I'm only 24, but when you're 24, you still have like you know that there's time ahead of you and you want to do things and you want to experience things and you want to meet beautiful people and everything. Um, but uh, I'm I find it a shame that when you get older, you like if you haven't done some things before, you well like the moment's passed, you can't do it anymore. I find that a shame So, like, if you told me, um, so if you said that the oldest you ever got was like the physical state of a 60-year-old and the mental state of a 60-year-old, that's way more interesting to me, because I find that um the scary part is after that. Like, that's the part that I'm more afraid of, because I'm afraid of not being able to do what I want to do. So, to keep my freedom and my capabilities and everything, I would rather um, die as someone who's capable of more, and then extend that duration. Like, so, as you said, um, aging slowly over 150 years, but dying as, in the end, someone who looks like a 60-year-old. Fine. That sounds okay to me. You can, instead of 60, you could even say like 25 or 30 or 35. And aging, like, imagine someone starting at zero, but aging very, very slowly over 150 years. And then
When you're 20, you look like a
and then
10-year-old.
and then when you're supposed to die, you're like a 35-year-old.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
That would be cool, because you get tons of productive, energetic years.
Yeah, that's actually a life. I mean, at any either way, life is definitely worth living, but
Yes.
that's a life that it is gonna inevitably bring more value, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can still do things until the end.